Ah, hello. Hey, there we go. Finally. Jesus. Let's turn this up. And turn this off. Oh, wait. What? You guys still hear that? Wait. I thought my Windows volume was like... what you guys hear? Apparently not. That'd be why it's always different. Alright. Is that too loud still? Is anyone here to confirm if it's too loud? Let's actually post about my stream. You want some stream? Let's hear my... no, it's not myself. Oh, the music looks really quiet, actually. I don't know. That might be good, it might be bad. Hopefully I'm using the right microphone. Coming up. I've got like 3 microphones around me. Oh, no, you know what? That's too loud now. There you go. Nice chill music today. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to put in the description the link to this music. Whoops. Maybe bump the music a notch. Oh, okay. We thinking there? Or was that too loud now? See, on my thingy, it says it's like louder than my voice, which isn't what I want, right? I don't feel like. Or was that bump a little too bumpy? Yeah, I need to put in the description. Edit. Description. Music. Boom. Music. Lo-fi. Save. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Alright, copy the stream address so I can actually tell people. Pretty good now. Sweet. Go to my chitty chat. Steve's progress now. Announcements. There you go. Everyone. Let's go. I still don't know how I want to texture this. Although I'm UV mapping it in Maya, so... this is actually... I just loaded up some work, like work that I'm not allowed to show you guys. Luckily, it came up on a different monitor. Very fortunate for me. Asset for fun. That's what I called it. There you go. Lovely. Cool. UV mapping today. How exciting is that? I know you guys love UV mapping. We all do. Get away, UV map. He says. It was covering over your chat. I need to see what you guys are talking about. I didn't even know you could use lo-fi music. Lo-fi music. But I just looked on like their YouTube. Wow, it's actually really distracting. I looked on their YouTube and it said you can use it for your streams. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like this kind of music. It's very chill. So we're going to separate. Wow. I feel like this would have been better. I guess it's fine. So today's topic, vibes. Today's topic is how interesting I find it, what people find to spend money on, and what they justify, what they think's justified, and what they don't. The reason I talk about this because I have a friend, and he's always super skeptical to spend his money on video games, and that's fine. I'm not saying you need to spend your money on video games. My only confusion is that he refuses to spend money on video games, will then go and spend his money on something equally as wasteful, if not more wasteful, of money. Additionally, people who... That is really weird. People who spend money on... I completely lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? But yeah, I guess in general, people who seem to spend the money on one thing but won't spend it somewhere else, despite it being equally a waste of money, but somehow finding justification for that other purpose. I think one of the winner ones is video games, because I don't just have one friend like it. I have a couple of friends like it. I have a couple of friends who just will refuse to spend any money on video games. Like if they see a game, like, and they play them a lot. I think that's the part that confuses me, right? If you didn't really play video games and then you also refused to spend money on them, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense, you know? But if you play video games a lot and additionally you refuse to spend any money on them and you try to get your mates to buy it for you and stuff like that, then I'm kind of like, what? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. That was the reason why I brought up the topic, but I've completely slipped my mind. Oh, not quite as nice as I would like it. Why is that so janky? Oh, because it goes up in like a weird angle. Let's see what happens when I scale it down and put it on the EV sheet. How warped are they? Honestly, they're pretty good. There's very minimal warping there. That's fine. As long as your warping isn't anything significant. What we making, Driller? Driller. Hey, Medical Man, we are making, we are UV mapping this guy. Very fun to make. We've got a little interior going on as well. You know what, it'd be easy if I just did that. Well, I should probably select the window and everything as well. Boom. Little interior in there too. Yeah, and I just want to UV map it. I don't know if we're going to do anything else apart from just UV mapping today. I would say I'll try to do it off stream, but doing 3DS work as well. And lately I've just been busy. Awesome. No, you're awesome. I've just been busy, man. Like, not just work. I taught myself how to UV map, so goodbye to smart UV project. Nice. Freaking smart UVing always sucks. And some people will completely disagree with that statement. Some people really like a smart UV map. I hate it. I think it looks disgusting. I think it's really hard to actually texture because you don't know what's where most of the time. You just kind of, like, if you're doing a tiling texture, it's probably fine because you just throw it on there. If you do a triplanar in Substance, but then you can't blur things because the blur will seem with the UV map. So yeah, there's just tons of reasons why I don't like smart. But then again, manual for a lot of things is always going to perform better. It's just time consuming. That's the biggest drawback, right? So you know what, well, when I UV map something, I'll change its texture. I did this when I did my fish scene. If you're ever doing like a bigger scene and you're doing it in one go, I recommend adjusting the color to make it obvious what you've done. So you don't go back to something. You go, oh, did I do that? Did I do this? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're making it for like a game where you need light maps and stuff. To be fair, you might not need light maps soon with UE5. But even so, like at the moment with light maps and everything, it could be such a ball ache. Anyways, Stanislav. What have you been up to, my dude? Not seen... Have I seen you here before? Was she here last time? That looks like a smaller version of the Caravan of the Duke. I thought the same thing! Right, I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, this looks like the Resident Evil thingy. It was made by the concept artist that works for my company. And I liked it so much, I was like, I want to UV map this. Let me find it. She said it's fine to share her art station, so I won't hide it. This. How long did she do it? 8 months ago, so it was before Village anyway. Oh, let me look at my notifications. I felt like I got a little too excited about... Wow, it's all just new courses. I don't care about new courses, man. I'm doing my own work. But yeah, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, it looks like the little thing he sits in. I know, right? So cool. I loved I never actually played Resident Evil Village because I've not been that interested in Resident Evil games for a while. I like horror games too, but one of the YouTubers I watch was playing it. Hey, Rainbow Slinky, how's it going, man? And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a watch. And I watched him play like the entire game, and I was like, actually, the design in it, the characters, like I was like, this is really cool. It was actually fantastic to watch. Excuse me. What do you guys think's worse, a burp or a fart? Hey, Sufki, how's it going? Got all the lads coming in today just for my UV mapping. Oh, perfect time for you to show up, man. UV mapping, your favorite. See, when will you fix your title? Wait, what's my title? Let's make an asset for fun. No, this is the asset for fun. Unless the title's changed. Has it changed? Why won't show my title now? Oh, no, that's still right. It's still right. Burps, add character. Wait, what's wrong with asset? Am I being stupid? How do you spell it for a video game? It's called a game asset. Yeah. What do you mean? Asset, shorthand of everything that goes into a video game. Character, object, sound, map, environment. What? Why are you doing me like this? Unless it's saying it's spelled differently. No, that's what it's saying. An asset. Oh. Oh. Oh, right. Right. Hey, I was looking at the bigger word, alright? You know. Like the normal man I am. How did I learn Maya? I studied it in university. But I've primarily been using Blender recently. I use Blender for everything, almost everything. I've been using Maya for work because I prefer it. But I've been using Blender for all my 3D modeling in my spare time. I'll give you a quick look-see of the stuff. So I picked up Blender again recently. So all of this is Maya. But this scene was all Blender. And my current scene I'm working on, which I should really get back to. I've just really been enjoying use the if the word after begins to go out and A starts to record. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you my other scene. But I like both programs. Maya I learned in university, so 8 years ago. Blender I originally learned when I was 13, so 13 years ago, because I'm 26. But I dropped Blender. I didn't really properly use it until until recently, until what, about a year ago, I picked Blender back up. So realistically, I've only been really using Blender for a year. Before that, I didn't use Blender for like 7 years. So I'd say I sort of came back into Blender relatively fresh. Here you go. This is what... Oh. There you go. This is what this scene looks like so far. So I've got all Blender, obviously rendered in Unreal Engine. These aren't actually what the final textures. I've just got placeholder color right now. But we got some stuff coming on. End of the corner. Very nice, thank you. And then when you actually... You ain't seen nothing yet. I leave here. We've got these really weird clouds because I was too lazy to make better looking clouds. Boom! It's a floating boat. Can you believe it? And you can go through every edge. I wasn't actually going to do an interior when we first modeled it. But everywhere that has like an opening you can fly into. Like you can, I guess you can fly through the glass here. Oh yeah, we got this around here too. Really fun. I can't wait to get the scene finished. It's going to take a while because I've not been streaming too much lately. The boat looks pretty damn good. Thank you, thank you. Cannot wait to see the end result. Yeah, man. Oh. It'll be sick. I can't wait. Okay, there you go. But I want to make this first because I want... You know, a small piece, not to just throw on my portfolio, but because working on smaller pieces is always quite exciting and fun. Because it doesn't take as long, it's way easier not to get burnt out. Personal experience anyway. And oh boy, do I know people who get burnt out when they do 3D. Hot damn. It looks very lively. Yeah, I've thrown a lot of assets in here. Like, so I didn't actually make everything. Believe it or not, I had a couple of viewers throw some stuff at me, so not much actually, and they didn't texture them either, I think. So we got this. He sent it to me untextured, a really nice model. 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed texturing that. That was fun. And this. Now this is a little bit less from a fan because he sent me a model of this that I didn't like. It was really high poly for no reason. He's quite the beginner, so I wasn't insulting him for it. So I redid the entire model, then textured it all up. That was quite fun. Very basic shaped, but he has the sword in real life, and it looks exactly, well, not exactly like that. I couldn't remember what it looked like in real life, so I just randomized the colors. I thought red looked cool because it looks like a blood dragon-y sort of thing, or maybe vampiric or something. That's probably my favorite asset so far. Yeah, and it's just about getting all these little assets in just to fill up the area, you know. I wanted to make it look like she'd run around, you know, she'd had like a couple of people over at some point. Oh, and I made a character for it. I'm saying she. I'm not even showing a character. So I'm not a character artist, so don't judge me too hard. But this is the character's end result that I was happy with. I did most of it off stream, unfortunately, so you can't go back and watch it because I was sort of like learning as I was doing it. Yeah, that was really fun. Super fun to make that. Yeah, you know. I think one of the biggest things I can ever teach anybody about 3D is, like, it takes time. That's, at the end of the day, no matter how fast you want to be, I consider myself a pretty medium speed artist. Like, I don't take too long. And that's got its downfalls sometimes. I don't always get the most detailed looking assets, but I get things done quickly. But don't worry about taking a while doing an asset. That's just, you know, especially if it's for fun. It's just how it goes. You don't need to worry about it. Hello! Hey, Rahul! Oh, not again. Vadia? How's it going, man? I said not again. You were here last time, right? I remember that name. Yep, it's a marathon. Exactly, it's a marathon. Don't rush it if you don't need to. If you need to rush it, that's fine. Like, that's also just how it goes. Like, if you're working at a job and they want you to get it done quickly, you got to get it done quickly. Just know that if they're asking you to get it done quickly, they should be aware it's not going to be at like peak performance. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember the name. Yeah, they should be aware that you're not going to get it done to peak performance. Like most of the stuff in my scene, I don't usually spend more than 5 hours on one asset. If I spend more than 5 hours on an asset, it's because I want it to be a focus of the scene. Like my character probably took me more than 5 hours. I don't think much more. The backpack, probably more than 5 hours. But everything else, like, if I spent more than 5 hours on it, I've failed myself. Because the scene will take me too long if I'm spending that long on it. And you know what? I'm going to move you guys over here, so I'm looking at you when I'm reading your comments. That's where experience comes in, so you can accurately judge how long it will take. Exactly. I'm having trouble with that at work at the moment. Because when they ask me to do something, they tend to go, oh, we want also this now. We want also this now. We want also this now. And they can just keep adding more and more on. It's not a bad thing, but then they're like, oh, can you go onto the website we used to monitor our times and monitor how long things are going to take and all of this? And I'm like, I don't know how long it's going to take. Like, I just don't, because they always wanted me to add stuff, or they're always giving me some random tasks. And I love doing random tasks. I'm not complaining about the job itself. The job itself is awesome. I'm really enjoying myself. But, like... it's hard to monitor exactly what I'm doing when what I'm doing is so sporadic. But that's the best. That's the kind of artist I am. I jump from pillar to post doing different things. And I love that. I love being able to, you know... Yo, Steve, haven't heard from your job situation. I got a job. I passed the... What are you doing? I passed the probation... No, contract period. So basically, I was hired to work on a project I can't really say. I will say the first project they hired me to do was realistic. They wanted me to make an environment, because I'm an environment artist, I can say that. And I did it in about 2 weeks. They hired me to do it in the month. So they swapped me over to the other project, which is stylized. And I made a little area, 2 little areas for it. They were very happy with that. And then they kept me on after the month ended, because they just liked my work. And now I'm working with them full time. I technically was full time for the first month. It was just, you know, it was a contract. Like I was technically like a freelancer the first month, but now I'm actually an employee. Also very happy for you. Thank you. It's really fun. It's very limited staff. I am essentially the only environment artist at the company. That's not a bad thing. I honestly, in a way, I enjoy that, because it means I can't step on people's toes. But equally, it means I have to come up with all the ideas. I should really put this down here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I have to come up with all the ideas when it comes to the environment, which can be... I've not been doing much environment right now because I'm back on the realistic project. You don't need to work in Marts anymore. Yeah, exactly. And it was Lidl's. Oh, wait. For some reason, I thought you said Marks, as in Marks and Spencer's. But you said Marts, as in supermarkets. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. I mean, I get to work from home as well, which is... Working from home, I know some people don't like it. One of my best mates don't like working from home. And I get it, you know. He said he doesn't feel motivated when he's at home, so he finds it much harder to work. Working from home for me just means I get to be in a relaxed situation and I get to work. And being relaxed, for me, makes me perform way better. I've always been like that. The more relaxed I am, the better I perform. So it's just the kind of person I am. Can I please? That is really high poly. I don't really mind, though. We're going to put it in UE5 to render, and we're going to turn on nanite, so doesn't really matter. You really earned it. Thank you, man. Having seen your progress over the years really cheers me up that you got a nice job now. Ah, it's so nice. This community is so nice, man. Anytime any of you come on, you're always so... Like, when I first started streaming, I always have people come on judging me and all of this. And, oh, go check out this person. He's better. You might learn something from him. And they might, as I've said it before, they might have not meant it in a negative way. But it comes off No, it's so nice. It is. I used UE5 one of my videos. If you go back, if you do ever go back and watch it, yeah, they may have been, their intentions may have been good, telling me go watch this person, go watch this person, but it just makes me feel like, oh, you're not really good. If you just go watch this person, you might improve. That's how I take it, whether or not that's what they mean. But recently, like the last sort of yearish, you guys come on and you're just so nice, and you just you look at my work, you're like, that's amazing, you're so good, and I'm like, am I? This is just like you guys can watch every step as well, like, and see how I make it. I feel like a lot of you could do the same if you just saw how I did it, because a lot of the stuff I do is just down to, you know, tons of different methods. I feel like you guys, if you just watched, you could do the same. And that's kind of why I'm here, you know. I want you guys to learn from what I do and see, and hope you guys can improve. That's always been the end goal for why I do these streams, is to help you guys out. And to maybe bring some enjoyment if you guys like just hearing me talk, hear me chat about nothing. I did about 3 years ago, and not gonna lie, since then I touched 3D. Since then, I touched 3D modeling only once for a super small game I made for uni. I really only code nowadays. Oh, wow, okay. You just enjoy the banter, the messing around on the stream, the UV mapping. He's messaging me. Color that in. Again, I get into the habit of coloring everything in that I've UV mapped. Just again, so I can. Well, it helps you. You know, visualizing your progress is also. Yeah, uni is stressful though. Don't have a lot of time to catch your. That's alright, man. Yeah, sometimes just seeing how much progress you're making can be really helpful to keep yourself from burning out. What the asset you make in props? Yeah. I guess it's a big prop. It's just a fun asset. I might throw it somewhere in this scene, maybe as a miniature. I mean, I could stuff it down here somewhere. Maybe clear this out and pop it here. But then how would she fit it out, you know? It doesn't really make sense. I could put it on deck. Can't really put it in a room. I mean, again, I could do a miniature just for fun and have like, oh, look at this super fancy high poly thing. I'm creating an app which lets you see locally produced goods and the shops that sell them. That's cool. Though the database they gave us is small AF. That's not very helpful. Interesting scene. Thank you. I always make very odd scenes, to be honest. They're usually from concept though. This was kind of a concept. The only picture I had for this was like a drawing from back here. Hopefully I still have it in here somewhere. Oh, there you go. See, the original image was there, so what? To match that angle, it would have to be more like... I need to zoom out the camera more. Something like that, right? Yeah, that's close enough. And I made the scene, and then as we were making it, I was just like going, oh, you know what? What if we did an interior? And I don't know why I made an interior, because all it's done is given me even more work. I feel like this scene is misses a big fish. Oh, I should do that. I should put my fish from the other scene like in here. Oh, that'd be a good idea. I might put loads of Easter eggs on the board, actually. Underboard? Underboard. That's not the right term. In the ship. Whatever. That'd be great. Up there, maybe. And maybe one of the little fishmen I could put in as like a little model. Ooh. That's good. That's good. I like that. Let's get this freaking off my screen now. Oh, well, no, that's not what I meant to click. But hello. Professional streamer, by the way. I'm gonna do this. Isolate this quick. This. Grab that from there and then take that away. Yeah. No. I missed something. Oh, I missed one of these edges, right? Wait, that didn't cut it at all. Cut. There we go. Nope, still incorrect. You have a UV map and your brain just can't comprehend what you're doing. Here as well. Right, yeah, because the backside only needs to attach by one side. That'd be why. There you go, perfect. It's amazing how much of the scene gets built up of just really simple assets. I think when you break it down into simple assets, you have a much easier time. And I will actually say, in my company at the moment, we have a junior, and she presented me with the model. So I have to review her work, and she presented me with a model she was making. And one of the biggest things that always gets to me is when people will make something one mesh. And I always tell them, don't need to make it one mesh. Now, I wonder if I could replicate what was going on with a mesh. So something like that. And it was like something like, I wish well, in a way I wish I had a job, just because it seems so fun to just make props. I'm doing environment art, so it's not necessarily harder, but I'm just getting given a lot of tasks to do. This is not quite what it looks like, but I've just given an example. Comes down like this. So, oh wait, and then I think it came in like that. Oh, this is not quite accurate. Wait, that ain't right at all. It came in like this. I haven't got the reference. Well, again, I don't want to model what it looks like because it's under NDA. I can't really make exactly what it looked like. I'm just trying to do a rough sort of comparison. Let's say something like this. Wow. Move the edges over. So, if any of you know what I'm like on a 3D model, you already should have picked up what I'm doing right now that's odd for me. Maybe you guys pick up, I don't know. Oh. Wow, that is not even. There you go. That is not extruding, despite telling me it is. What? Oh! I'm an idiot. There you go. Oh my god, how do I keep missing one? Okay. Right. So something like this. So this is like the handle of the gun thing. Again, it's not a very good model, but we'll pretend like this is a very nice looking model. That's a very terrible handle, whatever. What else does she have on it? Let's say that was it. So she obviously had other bits, but let's say that's it. So what's already so weird here to me? Oh, actually no. What was different was like here came in like, let's me, come on, let's read in. Came in sort of like this. Whatever. Oh, whatever. It came in like this. So the reason I thought this was a really weird way to do it is because if I were to actually model this, I would have... I like how it's a terrible model. I would never model this. This is awful. But first off, this shape here, if I wanted this front bit here, this would have been a separate shape. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have cared about about keeping it as one mesh. And I think that is what I said to her was her biggest problem. Was she had this obsession when modeling her things of making it one mesh. And as I've said to you guys loads of times before, all this does is cause things to be more awkward. You get something like that, attach that, boom. And then for this back bit, you know, you could just put a cube in and make your like handle here. Know what I mean? You know, I can put 3 on that. There you go. Put your handle here. You know, if you wanted a little trigger, put that there. You wanted your little scope, put that here, and you have it all as separate meshes. Doing this just saves you a butt ton of time, especially when it comes to UV mapping. Because if I were to UV map this, I'd have to separate all this out when UV mapping. Where here, I've just got it as a separate mesh to UV map. So yeah, very important. I've said this loads of times before. If you ever make something, think of how it was made in real life. Like this pen. If I model this pen, this back part's different because it's got a separation with this metal bit in the middle. So I could have separated that out. This button, if I was to take this apart, I could take that button off, which would be a separate mesh. This, oh, here you go. I thought I lost it then. This little bit here, bit at the top, the actual pen, the drawing bit, separate. So when you're 3D modeling, why not just keep it separated? Because it's not only did people who make it in real life do it like that, they probably did it like that for a reason, because it was easier to manufacture. Same with 3D modeling. I've gone over that point a lot of times, but just because I think it's really useful for you guys to know. I've known so many artists who get themselves stuck on a piece because they're trying to make it one asset, and it's really sad because some of them give up, and because I can't do it, I can't make it an asset, I can't. Well, no, they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're not saying, oh, I can't make it one asset. They're saying, I can't do it. I've tried and I can't do it. And they don't know what's causing them so much issue. And at the end of the day, all it is that they should make it separate assets, you know? Instead of making it all high poly, make normal maps in Substance Painter. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can do things. If you can't do it one way, it's probably because you weren't supposed to be doing it that way. It's probably because there is a better and easier way that any other artist would be doing if they knew about it. So for anyone who's really outside, don't worry if you can't make something, because there's probably a trick that you're just not realizing. You know, I find that with almost any talent that anyone picks up, there always seems to be some sort of trick to it. Like, where is it? Like butterfly knives, right? Now this looks kind of fancy, you know. Looks like, wow, like cheese making. Well, that's just, you know. But the trick to using a butterfly knife, right? Because I remember someone saying to me, like, oh, but you'd cut yourself. So first off, that first trick is you grab the side that doesn't have the blade attached to it. Because when you flick that side, even if the blade hits you, it's the back of the blade. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to cut you. So this isn't a real knife. This is obviously a comb. But the trick to using a butterfly knife is you've got to grab it with these 2 fingers at any point, right? And all you're doing is flicking it backwards and forward, and you're twisting your hand. So when learning certain tricks, all you got to know, like a standard opening, is you flick it over your front knuckles like this. Then you twist it slightly. You flick it in between the gap of your thumb and your pointer. You flick it in between that gap. Then you rotate one more time. Wait, I'm trying to figure out how I did it now. Flick, flick. Oh, and then after flicking it to there, sorry, you'll have it facing. So you bring your fingers, open up your fingers now, and then you just flick it forward, and you've got an open knife. And then you reverse that to close it. And then you can do a twisty one like this, where you could do it like, it looks a little bit more fancier, but it's essentially the same thing. You're just not hitting your hand when you're doing it. Some other trick is like flick, pull over your finger. Oh, Oh no, a part of it just came out. Oh well. And then you flick it around with your thumb, and then you just like pull it back over like that, and you've got it open that way. I knew that was going to fall out when I did that. Ah, where did that pin go? Oh well. But yeah, it's surprising with most talents. There's a trick that makes it easier. With 3D modeling, there's so many tricks that can save you time, that can save effort, and it's important to learn them. Because if you're not just naturally talented, like some people, you might never. Or use a dull knife. That's true as well. You might never pick it up to their quality, and that's fine, because there's tricks to get around that. There's methods to get around that, and that's exactly what I do with my 3D art. I don't know a lot about traditional art. I don't know a lot about being a good artist. I just know a lot of tricks in 3D that make my life a bit easier. I don't know why recently I keep talking about serious stuff in chat. Some of you are probably like, oh god, he's off on one again. Jesus Christ. Just do the 3D, man. That's why I'm here. And you know what? If I set it here, here, a bit better cross section there. Do you know ZBrush as well? I do know ZBrush as well. Have I got a ZBrush example anyway? I can't really show you anything fancy right now because it takes a while to make anything in ZBrush. Come on, I have a time lapse on it somewhere. There you go. What's a good time lapse? This one. That's my Facebook. I should really mute that. Look at me, short hair and a moustache. So basically, we did a high poly for this. Everybody can see it at the end result. I do a high poly for a lot of stuff that has wood and dented metal on it. I wouldn't sound fantastic as ZBrush, but I know enough to get by on the assets I make. Oh, that's it. That's the end of the ZBrush. You see it there for a glimpse, I guess. But a lot of it's additional wear detail I'm doing more than anything. Oh, nice. The backpack I made a lot in ZBrush. He's mentioning me. That unwrap all of them? No, I did not. Why did it deselect them then when I did that? That's interesting. Yeah, look, those ones are still selected over there. What the heck? There you go. What are the UV maps now? Wait, are they? Oh, is that going through the wall? No, it's fine. Okay. Technically, I shouldn't have duplicated these because I'm just gonna thingy them. Let me do that. Do that. That ain't right. That ain't right, Bobby. This. That's right. Wow. That is incorrect. That needs to be Freeze transformation. There you go. Is there anything else like that? I should really change the color. Is there anything else have UV map like that? Let me modify freeze transformation. There you go. For anything else I make in the future, or UV map in the future. Stop it. This one. There you go. Oh god, it blended. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Unitize. Oh, no. What if I unitize just that? There you go. I guess I will first isolate that so I can see what I'm doing. I will take that away. Take it to there. Take that away. Take it to there. Cool. And then I just need to do not that. I need to do this. Boom. And for this side, it's essentially the same thing. Actually, I'll wrap it from the top on this side. So flatten it here. Want all these sides to connect, so I'll go boom. We'll do boom. We'll do boom, actually. Like that. I want to connect here. Connect here. Connect here. That should be fine. That is not fine. I did something wrong. What part did I not select? From the top. Ah, here. These little bits here snuck in. Nope, still not everything. Boom, wrap. Wrap. Am I being dumb? It looks like it should be fine, right? Oh. Here. Another one of those can't UV map days. So what's wrong with you? Oh, I never cut the edges. So I need that. Cut. That. Cut. Oops. So cut. There you go. Boom. Save what I got so far. Because I have a bad habit of not saving. I don't tend to lose work very often, but I do have a bad habit of not saving. Color that part in. Move on to the next piece. Probably unwrap it from the front. That should be fine. So, go. Unwrap from the front again, like this. Better. So have you guys been up to anything nice lately? Any interesting things? But that's not right. Oh, right. Wait. That is also not right, but it's a little bit closer. There you go. Okay, so sometimes you don't know what you're doing in UV mapping. You can always do it in the UV sheet itself. That can help. I want them to at least look identical, so... Oh. Say, that still doesn't look right. You know what I miss? I miss going to the cinema, man. I can't wait to finally be able to get back to the cinema. I just did an art test for a local company, waiting to hear back and applying to more jobs. Nice, nice. Can we see any of your art? Wait. Yeah, art test. I was like, wait, you did say art, right? Hello. Hey, Wolf. How's it going, man? I want to see Rainbow's art. I like looking at other people's art. I'm feeling bad about my own art. It's very fun. Oh, my lord. What is going on here? What is happening in there? Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis. Someone in my at my work loves Simpsons memes as much as I do, and SpongeBob. I made one of the characters' noses like huge, and he just went SpongeBob, and I cracked up. I was like, yeah. Hello, just got here. So, what kind of acid do you make? I make all sorts of stuff. Honestly, it's kind of hard to single it down to anything particular. If you haven't seen any of my stuff, oh my lord, that's a interesting EV map. I mean, it's correct, but it's just very large, and so am I. Oh, I meant my way. I didn't mean to be rude when I said that. Here you go. I'll show you what I make. So right now I'm making this. Oops. Which is a fun little asset. What required me to give it? That would require me to give away my secret identity. I mean, if you copy like our picture and paste it, if you join the Discord and you can paste images in there, we won't know anything. I've never tried to work in industry because I never feel ready. Lack of confidence is a big thing. Yeah, sometimes it's just about, I mean, it took me 5 years to get a job. I hate saying that because I don't want to put people down by saying it. A big part of it, I think I've just been unlucky. I've seen people who are terrible artists get into the game industry, and now they're senior artists, and they learn how to get good. Yeah, so it's just, honestly, if you just apply and you get in, at the end of the day, the worst they can do is fire you after your probation. At least that you get to work it there after the fire. It's still better than nothing. I'm good. I started to collect DVD Blu-rays. I have Spider-Man 1 to 4. E.T., Warcraft, Casino Royale. I'm buying movies I have seen or like. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. I'll show you my scene currently as well. 2 big dude plays. This is my current scene. I'm not working on it right now because I wanted to make a fun asset. But we did like an entire interior. I can't remember what I said. It's not very good textured. I got an IKEA furniture for the first time, and I finished it in 33 minutes. P.S. Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah, boy. Wait, yeah, boy? Yeah, boy. What is? Oh, there's a hole in it. I can't even remember that. Yeah. But the stuff I usually make kind of varies, so a lot of different stuff. From realistic stuff to stylized. I moved over to stylized not 8 months ago, earlier than that. And I developed my own method on how to do it. So that was always really fun. This was a very different scene, very fun. I know you guys have seen this before. But every time someone new comes in, it's kind of hard to explain what I do by just saying it. And yeah, just we had fun making a tank. And an M4 not too long ago as well. I just do a lot of different things. I even made a character recently. Can I drag it? Thank you. There you go. So kind of all over the place. I'm not very consistent in one area because I like doing a lot of different things. And I love learning. And the more stuff you sort of bring, like more stuff you force yourself to do, the more you're going to learn. Looks nice. It's like floating pirate tavern, sort of nice. Yeah, yeah. I want it to be like an adventurer more than like a pirate-y thing. I know I've got like a map and everything in there, but that's supposed to be more like a cartography room more than anything. Like, it's not supposed to be sort of like, oh, pirate looking for treasure, which is like someone actually drew the map for me. I did all the extra bits on it to make it look more mappy, but you sort of draw the center bit for me. And he wanted to put an X somewhere, and I was like, no, I don't want an X because I don't want it to look like a pirate boat. I want it to be, I want it to be like an adventurer's boat, like the woman I just showed you, like the girl I made. It's her boat. And like the Tavernier is supposed to be like when she lands, she has people aboard and stuff like that. And we've got this big rock that's like helping it float. Because someone was like, "How does it float?" No, so what did someone say? Someone questioned something about that's not how that would move, and I went, "Mate, it wouldn't even float." And I showed him the rock and was like, "This is what makes it float." I've yet to learn Substance Designer. I know a bit of Substance Designer. I've made a couple of materials in there for Starlight stuff. I'm very against the idea of... Oh, we need to make this not an Engon. I wonder if I can just do a cleanup. I don't really like that cleanup. I'm actually going to use this. What I can do, this will be quick. If I select all of this... I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I actually don't like the idea of Substance Designer a lot of the time because, like, I know some people who, and if we clip that to there you go. I know some people who will make like a concrete material in Substance Designer for their game or something, and I'm like, you know, that might have been appropriate. Hold on a minute, this part's not being beveled. And that may have been appropriate a little bit ago, but these days, because you've got like photo scans and everything, you may as well just use the texture online, right? It just feels unnecessary to me to spend that time making a unique material. But when it comes to Starlights, I completely think it's useful because you can't get a photo scanned something that's, you know, not real. Yeah, that's better. If I actually matched up how many there were here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I could always just connect it up via that. Yeah, I honestly think it's kind of a waste of time to, like, put all that effort into making these awesome, unique materials, and I'm just sitting there like, but I could have just grabbed one off of Megascan or Substance Source or, you know... It just feels like a bad use of time, in my opinion. I feel like I feel really mean now. You're like, Substance Designer, and I feel like I've just completely pooped on Substance Designer. But you know what I mean, right? Oh my god. I agree. Okay, I feel better now that you said you agree. Did I do 1, 2 few? Oh, one. Yeah, I did. If I got rid of that. Now it's kind of sharper at the top. We'll just connect it up and make it a try. That's fine. A pentapolygon. I agree, but I guess people like it because you can edit it, get variants. But you can with the Megascan or Source stuff. There's so much that people have already made. Even Substance Share that I just... You might as well just use theirs, right? If you want to be admittedly, if you want to be a material artist, I completely agree. If you literally want a job of doing that, yeah, go for it. Because that's kind of the point, you know? If that's the kind of job you're applying for, you want to show off that you can do that. But that, to me, is the rare situation that you'd actually... It's really annoying. I don't know why I did this bridge properly. That to me is the only situation where I could honestly say, hold on a minute, I've messed something up. That I can honestly say I feel like it's worth the time. How have I done this so poorly? What? My brain hurts. Did I miss one on that side too? Let me turn off, let me just close UVs for a second. No, that side's fine. You know what? You know what? We're gonna save myself even more time, and we're just gonna mirror it. Oh, okay, Maya. Maya, what are you doing? What is going on? Maya's not having any of it. It's just like, no. No. What? Maya, please. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you good? What is going on? Oh, it's back to normal again. Man, I'm going crazy here. This is why I don't use Maya very often these days. It has so many glitches. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Like, every time I use Maya, I seem to come across a new glitch I've never seen before. Some of you might say, oh, but Blender has glitches too. I don't honestly come across many glitches in Blender. And at least when I do, if I do, at least it's free software. So I can always be like, oh, you know, it don't bother me as much. Yeah, I think Maya has loads of glitches. I've used Maya for, what did I say earlier? Since I was 21? Nope, since I was 18. And I'm 26 now. I've used Maya for 8 years. And we used to joke about how often you'd get a fatal error. Because it was just all the time, man. And it's no better with newer versions of Maya. I tend to... I still love using Maya, and I think its UV mapping is brilliant. But I would not say it's like... I wouldn't pick it over Blender in most scenarios these days. After knowing how to use Blender again, I'm very glad I know how to use Blender again. Oh, these are Engons as well. Engons have issues when doing high to low poly. I don't know if I'm even going to do high to low poly for this piece of work, but... How long have you been using Maya? 8 years. Since I was 18 years old. I went to university and we started using it first year. What was I, 19? Technically, I was turning 19 because of I have a very early birthday, so just under 8 years. Been using Blender for about a year, but I did use Blender for a couple of years when I was 13. Yeah. A big reason why I kept keeping with Maya even now is because a lot of jobs ask for it. Even though I've got a job now, it's still good to know because so many jobs do ask you for it, which is a shame. Because I feel like if you could say to a job, oh, but I can do the work in Blender, they just say, oh, that's fine then. But they don't. They want you to obviously use Maya because they use it in office, in-house. And they want it so, for example, if obviously they need someone else to look at your work, you can give it to them in the same format everyone else has been working in it in. And in my opinion, that's the main reason they do it. Not because they think Maya's any better than Blender, but because if everyone knows how to use it, it just means it's easier for working with. But again, in my opinion, there's probably a lot of people out there who think Blender's absolute garbage. And would much prefer... what am I doing here? Much prefer using Maya over Blender. Let's do one at a time. So this is just a glorified square. We need to not do that. We need to do this. This. Well. This. Yeah, that should be fine. This one. Maya will always be better. Well, for now anyway. UV mapping. I find Maya so simple to UV mapping. You make a seam. You cut the edges. You click unfold. You click layout. You're done. That's so simple in Maya for UV mapping. Which is why I'm here right now. If Blender had all these tools for UV mapping, or at least was as simple as this, I don't use many tools for UV mapping, I'd be in Blender right now. This is kind of like a glorified square. So what if we disconnect it here, here, connect these parts up, here, 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 oops, here, connect that in. No, not quite yet. Deselect this one probably, and this one. Cool, now that should work. Boom. It's not gonna work, is it? I think I left something out. I did. Oh, right. Connect here and connect here. There you go, perfect. Oh, that looks very good for how curvy the shape was. I thought we were gonna get a way worse UV map. Very, very good. How do you turn your model mesh blue so see-through like that? That's automatically. That's not me. Well, I guess it's kind of me. Basically, when you isolate a part of a model. So if I've got... So go into your UV map like this. Make sure your UV maps are up. Isolate one area of it. Like this. So you've got your entire mesh like this. If I isolated the mesh, would have this. If I isolated just that area, I would have this. If you go into UVs and you have this one turned on instead of this one, you'll have like a blue ghost version of the rest of the model. But I'm pretty sure it's on by default. I could be wrong though. Can we smooth that over entirely? Maybe we don't want to. You can get some very cool add-ons for UVs. Yeah, true. That I would say are probably faster and easier. The one that I have, I mean, even when I saw those plugins, a lot of the plugins, I think 2 of those looked familiar. It just looked the same sort of thing as Maya. Because I unwrapped the simplest way possible, and I don't want to change that workflow because it works really well. Has this got a top to it? It does. That's terrible. Need that. So this isn't just for optimization, like lowering the poly cap. This is because it's easier to UV map as well. Because when I go to UV map these parts, all I got to do is this, 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 this. Select one edge each. Move it so, unfold, and we're done. Those bits are done. I moved the entire mesh by accident. Whereas if I had a top and bottom to it, despite you don't even see them, but if I did for some reason leave it in, it'd be a bit more awkward to UV map. Not much longer, probably, but you know, it's still. You'd be surprised how many of these little things save you time in the future. If this music's like really loud. That's actually like I said to my junior recently. My junior, I feel weird saying that. The junior recently at my company. She was asking for tips and everything. I feel like the music's too loud. Maybe it's not. Maybe you guys could tell me if I've turned it down too much. I just feel like it's, from what I can hear, it sounds like it's really going over my voice. But maybe it's not. Yeah, so like I said to the junior recently, was like, I could tell you all these ways to increase your performance, but at the end of the day, your workflow is your workflow. You may find a way that's better for you. May not be better for me, but if it's better for you and you perform faster and the quality's better, do it that way. Because everyone's going to have their own way of doing things. I'm a very unique person, and I do a lot of stuff very unique ways. Not because I want to be unique, because I just find it easier. I ain't a hipster. I don't care about... I don't care if I'm doing something the way 100 million other people... 100 million, Jesus. 100 million other people are doing it. If it works the best, it works the best. But I tend to find myself doing things very differently compared to others because it just works for me. I just need to select one of these, right? Oh, shouldn't have clicked layout. I didn't see that yet. Kill. What time is it? Okay. Could I delete the bottoms here? Oh, 100%. Definitely don't need these. I definitely don't need it. I need it. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Patrick, what am I? Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference? God, if anyone in the chat is like from Texas, they actually might have got insulted by that. I'm just quoting SpongeBob. Don't hate me because you ain't me. How do I want to do this? We could do 2 flat sides like this, which should probably unwrap really nicely. And then probably just connect it here. Yeah, that should be fine. Fine. Ooh, maybe not, because it gives you a really long line here. Instead, we'll cut that, and then just do a long connection here. On you. On you. There you go. Perfect. Perfecto. That's going to color the whole thing if I do that, so we will do this. Come on. I colored the whole thing anyway, although I did do the bottom already. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that's all unwrapped now. Yep, cool. We're getting there, we're getting there. It's still going to take a while, but we're getting there. Oof. Alright. What is happening here? Oh, nothing. Okay, it's fine. I missed one. Wait, what happened here? Why has this got like a weird... What the heck? Huh? Why is it like a... That's not even necessary, is it? That's better. That was really weird. Right, time to reselect it. Modify unit size, redo what I just did. Alright guys, I got a question. What's your favorite old school game? When I say old school, I mean PS1 or prior. So, what? PS1 was around for like 5 years before PS2 or something. So, up until like 1999 or 2001 maybe? Was it out for 7 years before PS2? So, any game you can remember for the PS1 or consoles in the similar generation. I'm curious. It might spark some memories for me too, and that'd be cool. That should work, I believe. Yep, that looks good. Just looking at the unwrap here, looks good. I don't even need to look at it on here. Cool. Do we want to try to do the whole thing on one UV sheet? Maybe we do like an 8K. Final Fantasy 8, baby. Ooh. Never played 8. My favorite in this series was 9. I played 1, 2, Chronicles, 9, 10, 10, 2. And 14, which is the online one. But out of those 7 that I played, or 6 if you don't count the online one, my favorite was 9. Why did it... Oh, hello? There you go. Oh. Oh, whoa. Why is this model so strange? That should work. That should work. In fact, I don't even need to disconnect this side, I don't think. Let's go moving so... and connect it. Hell yeah. It's your boy. Cool. Get these two. Do them both at the same time because it's just planes. Boom. Done. Lovely. Color it in. Boom. Oh, boom. Okay. 9 was good too. Nice. I'm glad we could both agree that 9 was the better game. I just repurchased 7, 8, and 9 on Steam like 4 months ago. Oh, nice. I haven't played 9 in so long, dude. Like, despite it being like my favorite Final Fantasy game, I feel like this could have been done better, but we'll keep it the way I modeled it. Despite 9 being my favorite one, I've not replayed it since I was a kid. So maybe it won't be my favorite one anymore. Do I need those faces on the end of that? No, I don't. If I were to replay it. I still haven't muted my Steam. Some silly boy. Mute site. There you go. This music's so chill. Like, sorry, someone messaged me. It's like not even that important, but I felt obligated to reply. What's your favorite old school game? Oh, so I have the same question. Oh, I don't know. Donkey Kong 3 was one of my favorite games growing up. Donkey Kong 3. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Not Donkey Kong Country. Like, real classic game. Like, Donkey Kong 3. Like, images. Go to normal Google so I don't have to look up a video. Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, this is it. Donkey Kong 3 was probably my favorite classic game. I loved this game. It wasn't even that big of a game. You just literally shot the monkey, but for some reason I really enjoyed playing it. Even in university, we had an old school gaming table, you know, like one of the ones where it's like flat down and you sit either side and you can play either a multiplayer game or sit there with a joystick and play one of the games. I got the high score, like the top 3 high scores in this game, if not more. I love Donkey Kong 3. I don't know why. It's not even that great. When was it released? 1983. So my most favorite game, old school game, is probably then. Not even a 3D game. Yeah, man. Like, see, I didn't really play Doom. Doom is good, but I only played it when I was much older. So it was hard to call it my favorite. Best classic games. Doom, Pac-Man. Super Mario I played when I was a bit older as well. Tetris I played when I was a bit older. You know what was a really good one? Popeye. And I'm going to come up with another banger in a second. So we've got Popeye. Oh, that's not the Popeye I remember. What is it? Oh, no, there you go. Popeye. Popeye was great. Atari 8-bit arcade classic. Oh, that was so fun. There was another one where you're a cat and you bounced on trampolines through the level. That was really good as well. So that's classic. If I'm talking about a bit further along, like PS1, Crash Bandicoots were bangers. Bomberman, because Bomberman had a story mode back then. It was so good. Final Fantasy 9. I've played a lot of video games. Spyro, obviously. Best PS1 games. I know some people say, oh, you'd remember if it was your favorite, but honestly, I've got such a bad memory. Oh, Metal Gear Solid. God, Soul Reaver. That was so good. Oh my god. There are so many good video games, man. Tony Hawk's. Yeah, Crash Team. Oh, Abe's Odyssey. Oh, honestly. Ooh, Abe's Odyssey could be #1 on PlayStation for me. Oh, that's a hard contester. Oh, no, Ape Escape. Ape Escape was the best PS1 game. Hands down. I'm pretty sure. Had the best library. Yeah, PS1 had such a fantastic library. Well, that's hard to say because PS2 had so many games on it that if you were to collect them all up and then think about it, PS2 might just win just because of the pure volume of video games. Final Fantasy Tactics, Time Crisis, nah. Wow, these got into the list. These are garbage. Spyro, okay. Tomb Raider, nah. Oh, Abe, yeah. Oh, Heart of Darkness. Did you ever play Heart of Darkness? I never played Ape Escape. Ape Escape was fantastic. Was the Heart of Darkness? Heart of Darkness, man. This game was terrifying. I have it somewhere. Hold on a minute. How much is someone selling it for? Oh. Jesus, man. I could get it here or you used an eBay. That's the one I had, I'm pretty sure. Or have. I still have it somewhere. Heart of Darkness. This one. This game was terrifying. Like, even today, I've seen clips on it. And the amount of ways you can die in this game just looks so gruesome. Like, when things kill you, it, like, breaks all your bones and stuff. I never played that either. Oh, it's so good. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, the snotty creature. I remember him. It was very reminiscent. Or should I say vice versa. Limbo and stuff was very reminiscent. Limbo and Inside. Very reminiscent of the Heart of Darkness, in my opinion. Love those games. Oh, man. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Atari. Oh, man. I played a lot of Atari games, I'm not gonna lie. I have some very old school favorites. But you know what? You know what was probably my favorite era of video games? Flash games. Man. Flash games are so... I used to play a different Flash game every day on like this website. I've probably played 2,000 to 3,000 Flash games, if not more. I love Flash games. So much inspiration as well. People just made it for free in their spare time. You wouldn't get that these days. That's not to say that they shouldn't be charging for it. They should 100% be charging for it because it's a lot of work. But for some reason back then, people just cared about the creativity and was just like, yep, here's a Flash game I made. Awesome. Very awesome people. Excuse me. Honestly, Flash games, man. Oh. If you never got to really play Flash games, honestly, man, you probably did. But anyone else out there who may be listening to the couple of viewers here at the moment, like, if you can find a site that just has the old classics of all the Flash games, go and play it, man. Like, old Flash games were so fantastic. They just had so many, like, I will still play games today. I played a few Flash games, seems like so long ago, I can hardly remember. Oh, really? Like, I still find video games now that get released where I'm like, wait, that's just like this old Flash game I used to play. And they've taken the exact same idea, but just made it a little bit better graphics. And then made people charge for it. Charged people for it. I always find it funny when people would be like, oh, Candy Crush, or, oh, this random game on the mobile. I'd be like, that's literally a free Flash game, bro. I've played that Flash game. It wasn't called Candy Crush. I clearly, as you can tell, I've got very fond memories of Flash games. There was a lot of dark ones I used to play as well. I remember my parents banning me from playing them for like a couple of weeks because there was some really messed up ones. Oh, that's fine. They don't need to be on that at all. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this with this. It was that oh no to the dark ones I played. Man, like Newgrounds and stuff. Oh boy, they had some interesting video games. You know, I can't say I didn't deserve to get banned from playing them. As a kid, I was like, what's wrong? Why can't I torture this guy, this stick man, with like all these torture tools? Like I was Jigsaw from Saw. Like, they never affected me. I know some people sit there and go, I had trauma after playing these games, blah blah blah. I never had any of that. You know, I just played the game and enjoyed it. It's funny as well, because I will sit here today and I will say like, oh, your child shouldn't be doing that, and oh, your child shouldn't be doing this. And I sit there, I'm like, I did all those things. But I think partly it's because, especially video games, so many games now are just so much more realistic that I feel like it's going to affect the child way more than it would have affected me anyway. I think a good example is my teacher Phil said that when he was because there was we were watching these things on telly, well, on the internet, I guess, in our class, and it was like people witch hunting as video games, right? And it was like it was like this talk show, and they had two older people, one older woman and one older bloke, and then a young looking bloke, kind of like me. He had overgrown hair and stuff, probably in his mid-20s, late 20s, and he was a game maker or a developer. I can't remember what he was. Maybe an artist, maybe a programmer. And the talk show host clearly didn't like games as well. And I remember them being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. What do you guys think? And the woman was like, games should be banned. We shouldn't have video games. They're a bad influence to our 10-year-olds. And the guy was sitting there like, well, what games? And she was like, Call of Duty. And he was like, that's an 18 plus. Your child, anyone's child shouldn't be playing that game to begin with. You know, it's not the game's fault if your child does something violent because they watched or played a game not meant for them. And it's the same with movies. It's the same with other things. If they're playing a game that they're not allowed to play, it's kind of the parents' fault, right? At least I always felt like it was. But they were proper witch hunting it, and they were saying like he was wrong, and he said that on the talk show. He was like, it's very clear you guys only brought me on because you want to tell me I'm wrong. He stood up to like the talk show host, and I was like, wow. But he was completely right. They clearly brought him on to witch hunt him. It was very obvious. But yeah, and basically my teacher Phil, his son watched him play Batman, and then ended up getting in a fight in school because he watched his dad beat people up in Batman. So I completely agree that they can affect a child's mind, but at the end of the day, there is an age limit for a reason, and some children are going to be more easily affected than others. It's just how it goes. What is, dude, some of this like beveling I did is mental. Like how is this part not beveled? Like this part it's not going to work now, but this part should have had a bevel on it. Well, I guess I could do that. No, not really. That's really odd. What's the best way to UV map this then, with those inconsistencies? Probably just separate this part out completely, and then I'll wrap them around one solid ring. One thing I always find odd is my sister hates video games. I don't know why, because my parents have always played video games, both of them. My dad plays war games, usually dogfights or FPSs or third-person shooters, and my mum, she doesn't really do it anymore, but she used to play Crash Bandicoot, Silent Hill, Resident Evil. She played loads of games, and then a little bit later on, she played RTS games, Red Alert, Command & Conquer Generals, all the Command & Conquers, Stronghold, loads of RTS games. And then you got my sister who, like, too bad they have gotten a bad rap. Yeah, it is pretty sad. Then yeah, you got, what's happening here? What the heck? It's like a floating, whatever. I'll continue. Wait, oh, there you go. I'll continue UV mapping this and I'll get rid of that later. Yeah, you've got my parents play all of it. My sister just for some reason really frowns upon playing video game. Like, she considers it like playing a video game means you're the most laziest piece of crap ever. And I'm just sitting there like, what is wrong with you? Honestly, like, to have parents that play video games and then just have such a bad attitude towards games is so strange to me. I had a girl not too long ago about it. I was like, I'm not gonna say her name. Let's say her name was Christine. I was like, Christine, why do you hate video? I was like, I don't insult you for watching EastEnders, you know. I don't insult you for doing something I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy watching soaps. I think they're very boring. But you insult us for playing a video game, something that not only is more interactive, but I can get a lot more time out of, you know. If you watch a movie, that's only an hour and a half of your time. If you watch that movie 3 times, well, sure, 4.5 hours. Me, I've played Binding of Isaac. That cost me like 12 quid, about 900 hours. I've got a lot of entertainment value out of it. To call it a waste of time is just a bit silly, because everything we do is a waste of time. Even working, you know, at the end of the day, that's going to get a bit real now. But at the end of the day, you know, we're going to be 6 foot under. We're going to be buried under dirt. Like, what does it matter if you've got money in your pocket when you're dead? Everything we do is a waste of time. If you enjoy that time, it feels a little less wasteful, you know? Or if you're helping someone out, it's not helping someone out, it feels a little less wasteful. So, don't hate on other people for, like, doing something that they enjoy. It's just a bit rude, to be honest. As I said before, sometimes I get very real in chat and I talk about very random stuff. So I hope this isn't scaring anyone off who's new here. I like to talk about random subjects. I like thinking about these random topics. I just find it very interesting. I want to delete that. I select it like that and then grow once. Delete all those edges. The only edge I need to keep is this interior one and this interior one. Oh, which I just deleted. Wait, do I need it? I do need it. Bring them back and then just deselect them by hand. If I just deselect it on our edge, or we'll do it in the middle. That UV mapping you're doing looks like magic. How do the basics work? I will show you. Give me 1 second. I'll quickly just do this one bit here. Oh, this is select the exterior bits as well. What? Oh, why did you select the whole thing? Maya, why have you done this to me? How long ago did I select it all? Back here? Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I ain't done these yet, but we'll do this in a minute. Redo this. Modify the ties. Isolate it now. After I haven't accidentally selected other things. There you go. I'll get a basic shape in a minute to show you some easy UV mapping. Modify. So. Unfold. There you go. Yeah, that's fine. Fine watching you, Steve. Thanks, man. It's fun having you here. It's always fun having anyone here. Whether it's 1 or 2 people watching. Obviously, I feel less inclined because I want more people to watch because I want them to see the progress. Otherwise, people come back like, oh, wait, you've done all this. But in general, sometimes when 1 or 2 of you are here, I'm just like, yeah, mate, let's go. It's fun having no matter how many people here. I just like chatting with people. I'm just one of those guys, you know? Like a little bit of a chit chat. Alright. I'll quickly colour that edge so we know I've done it. So let's select a random asset. Okay, let's go for the ladder. Who asked this? Alt 3M. Alright. Alt 3M? No. ATL 3M. Atlem. Atlem? So let's do this. So first of all, when we want to break this down for UV mapping, I will go modify and I'll go unitize. What unitize does It's a window of boards. Yes, that was a window of boards. What Unitize does is it makes every face on this thing the exact same unwrap. Excellent, correct. It's the exact same unwrap, they're just squares right now. Even the thin ones, they come out of squares. The reason I do this is so that way everything's separated, so I can connect it up where I want now. When connect is like up, essentially you're marking seams for the UV map. You need to think where things need to connect for sides to unwrap. And when you're unwrapping like a cube, I always use a cube as an example, because when you're back in school, your teacher would give you like a cube on a piece of paper that would look not like this, but more like this, and then tell you to cut that out and fold it. Essentially all you're doing with UV mapping is you're reversing that process. So if I were to unwrap this, I'd go Unitize, select it all, I'd go, okay, what edges, if I was that paper cube, would it fold it up into? So I'd say, okay, let's do it from the top. So from the top, if I unwrap it, I want these corners cut here, so that way it joins here, 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 and here. Then it joins here, except when it gets to here, you're doing like an unlimited loop. So I'll disconnect it here too. And for this cube, we're already done. If I click move and sew, oh, I think we're already done. I feel maybe I missed something. I missed something. Of course I did. Boom, boom, boom. All right, sorry. So at the bottom, you only want one of the edges connects like that, right? So that way it folds up from there, like this. See that? And that's the same process you tend to use with almost any cube-like structure. Is you get the top to connect to every side, the bottom connects to one side, and you cut all the edges around that, right? Now when it connects, you get a result that looks like the cube you'd unwrap in school. See that? So, staying with that focus for a cube anyway, this is actually a more complex cube, right? So, if I stick with my process, I don't want it to be this top that I'm connecting every side. I want it to be here. Because when I look dead onto it as a player, I don't want to see seams. And if I do it from here, it's harder to see the seams from the front. You know what I mean? So, again, come to the back and we only want to connect one side. So let's deselect that and then maybe connect this side here, right? And then again, deselect each edge. So all I'm doing now is the exact same workflow, like I said, except I'm doing it on a rectangle instead. But a rectangle is just kind of a cube, you know. The process is still the exact same. You just need to wrap your head around that separate shape. And then when I move it so, I believe I selected that right? Yeah. When I move it so, and then so when you've done your move and so what that's done is connected all those shapes together. I then go modify, unfold, and that basically the software does 99% of the work for you. It unfolds it to the best of its ability without warping anything. So click unfold, boom, and that's exactly what we want it to look like. So easy that is. And with this tool on here, you can see these squares. These squares will indicate if something's warping. So if you've got it like this or something, you'd say, okay, let's see how good it is. And you're like, oh, you know, these squares look good. Oh, they're warped. If they're warped, it means you usually need to make more seams. You can manually fix it. Well, that's cool. You can't, thank you. You can manually fix it, like bringing this up and going, oh, look, it's fixed. Or you can, you know, cut more seams. So for example, if I ended up with a result that was like this, and then I come up here, so where's that edge that I just connected? Oh, here. Come down here, I could say, oh, that's a bit warped here. What could I do here to sort of alleviate some of that tension? Let's slice right here. That slice, hopefully, should allow for less tension. And if it's cut, it means it's nice and open now. I don't know why I'm moving my hands so much. And then when I unfold it, boom, right? Oh, wow. So it's quite a tiny bit of warping, but that's fine. Don't need to worry about that. The only reason that happens is because it's got all these extra details on it. Continuing that workflow, you basically do the exact same thing with all of these. UV mapping is something that's actually not that hard when you wrap your head around the basics. Almost everything you UV map will either be a cube, a cylinder, or a sphere. And there's different techniques for those three things, and that's usually the only three techniques you'll need for every asset, because every asset is just a variation of a sphere, a cube, or a cylinder. Even if you've got a more complex shape, you start making seams to separate it out into those separate shapes. You know what I mean? Like if we had a sphere. And let's say on this sphere. God, I can't speak. Let's go something like this. Select faces. Row selection. One less. And then we'll do this. Right. So say you got something like that, you can say to yourself, that's not a sphere or a cylinder or a cube. That's a very different shape. But when I'm wrapping it, all you got to think to yourself is, where can I turn this into those shapes? And you can say to yourself, okay, if I disconnect it here, we've now got a separate sphere. If I disconnect it here, we've got a cylinder with flat faces. So then you can just select these to cut your cylinders, so that way they come around and then have a cut to obviously wrap. For your sphere, you can kind of do the same thing. It's kind of like a glorified cylinder most of the time. And then for your tops, you can just cut them out and flatten them out. So when I go to move it so, and then unfold what we got going on, you'll get all those three separate components out. You get these flat faces, you get these cylinders, and you get your sphere. So yeah, it's all about knowing how to separate them out to save your in a way, UV mapping is like a puzzle game, right? And you're trying to make these puzzle pieces as simple as possible, because the more complex the puzzle pieces, the harder it is to put your puzzle together, right? But if you make it much more simpler, I'd rather do 3 10-piece puzzles than to do one 100-piece puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I hope you know what I'm saying. That was a kind of a bad analogy, but I hope that made sense. Oh, bugger. Why do I do this to myself every time? I somehow selected more of the mesh than I wanted to. Luckily, it was just this part here, which I haven't done yet. That's fine. Again, same workflow. I want this part to be connected to every edge. This part to not be connected to one edge. And yeah, to every edge like this. And then I just want to do it so. Boom. Voila. Excelente. Let's do a quick. You made it a lot more clear now. Yeah, it's a lot of 3D stuff. You'll be surprised how much it just feels like a problem-solving thing, like a puzzle. And as soon as you figure out how that puzzle works, it's just repeating that puzzle, right? It's super simple when you break it down. You're welcome. I'm glad I could be here to help in some way, shape, or form. That's why I'm here. Help you guys out. And despite people saying I'm here for some reason for the money, which I find very odd because you don't earn much money doing this, that is not the case. I'm here to help you guys. Ooh. So here, again, it's very simple shapes. If you're still watching, anyway. Very simple shapes. Okay, so we've got the... Yeah, wait, is that got a top on it? Oh, it does have a top on it. All right, so we want to delete these tops because they intersect with objects. Makes it easier to UV map, and it saves on poly count. Do those have faces on it then? That doesn't have a face, does it? No, thank God. That would have been really awkward going around all those. Boom, boom. Okay, so now that's an end gone, so we'll fix that quick. I'm probably going to duplicate these instead of redoing them over and over again. Yeah, I'm watching. It's interesting. I need to learn. You'd be surprised how many people ask me for Psych and then leave before I even show them. I've literally explained to someone, I think maybe 3 times, how to make a some stylized grass, like very simple stylized grass. 3 times I think I showed him because he kept leaving after asking me. So he kept coming back like, how do you make stylized grass again? I'm like, mate, why was you not here the first 2 times I told you? What's wrong with you? This is slightly misaligned, so I'm going to fix that. If we do... Which part's misaligned? This part. So if we do this, and slightly drag this out. Yeah? We should align that a little bit better. There you go. Cool. Alright, UV mapping time. Oh my god. Oh. He's not the only person who's done it, but he's the most prominent case I can remember. It's very annoying. So honestly, this part I'd probably just deselect it. Oh, is it working now? That... Whoa. Why won't you let me deselect you? What's going on? Ah. Weird geometry. Okay, so we'll just go... If you've ever got overlapping UVs, overlapping vertices, you can just click merge, and if they're properly overlapping, it will separate them out. It will not separate them out, it will merge them all together and make it one shape. I'm getting a little bit mixed up with my words. So I'd probably just deselect these faces here, so you've got two flat faces, and then here, obviously, we don't want it to go around in infinity, because if we were to, obviously, pull that together, it'd be one long piece, and then you'll just bringing it around like that till it makes a circle. That's that center part, so we just do that, and boom. That's how I'd unwrap that. Very simple. Cylinders, all you gotta do for cylinders, find one edge that loops all the way around. Usually try to find the edge that the player's not going to see very much, so I'm going to do here, and then one edge that cuts across the thing. So I'm going to go probably about here. These I don't need to do any seams for, because they're basically... I basically just want to flatten them out, so if they don't have a back to them, so all I'm going to do is essentially squish them, and then that's going to go onto our UV sheet. So if I go move it so, unfold, we'll see if we've got any issues. So boom, that's our wheel. If something is merged to one mesh, is it Izu to split apart again, or is it so? Oh, if you no. So if you've accidentally merged something together, whoops, I didn't want that one to cube. So if you've got like, so what I was talking about earlier was basically I don't know how I'd done it in Blender, but maybe I'd extruded and I forgot I had extruded, right? So then when I went to grab an edge, you've got like these overlapping edges. So that's basically what I've done. I assume what I've done there. So then when you click merge, you basically fix those edges. However, if you do want two separate shapes, get as close as possible like this. So let's say just two cubes next to each other, and you've accidentally combine them together, and then edit, mesh, merge. Have I got close enough? Here you go. I'm like, oh no. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Now they've got these faces on the inside. Oh, how do I fix that? Double click? Nope, single click. Hopefully this will work fine. I know it could be a bit fidgety. Click all those, go to mesh, edit mesh, detach, and hopefully... Oh, it didn't quite work. Let's see why. Oh, in Blender it's way easier. In Blender you just press V. I mean, you could also, instead of doing that, I could also select this. So instead of clicking detach, select the interior face in here. Hopefully it's that one. Go edit mesh and then go extract. And that should, what if I center pivot? Should have kept it there. I think it may have grabbed the wrong face. Yeah, look how black that is. So that is inverted. To fix that, you can just invert faces, which is in mesh display. Reverse, it's called in here. Fix that. Same as here. There we go. And boom, we'll separate them. It's a little bit awkward. Less awkward in Blender, to be honest. But yeah, it can be done. It's not impossible. Okay, let's separate these out to make sure they're not funky. So that's this circle here. Maya's got very good UV mapping tools, as I was speaking about earlier. So you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. Yeah, it looks very good. Move that aside. If you push Control L, I usually set it up first. So you go to Modify, Layout. And if you turn this tool on here, preserve 3D ratio, and then you go to lay it out, which will basically get it onto one little square. Let's see what I've got. It will pop it on this square for you. However, the reason we've got this much of these very small is because of how big this is. Because this has got such a UV, they're called islands. You're going to get all these small bits here, which can be a little bit annoying. All you got to do to sometimes fix that is just make more cuts on your UV map till they're actually made a bit smaller, lay them out again, and you'll start getting it bigger. But I don't think I need to do that because I want to maybe... I want to maybe make this one big UV sheet. I'm not sure yet. That'd be very cool if I could get it onto one. I probably need to make it 8K. Oh, maybe I should get into one. So I want to do like high poly stuff in ZBrush. I'm gonna have a bit of a trouble. Cut this up again then. Cut it up 3 times. Unfold layout. There you go. So that's taking up a lot of the UV space now. We do have 4 cuts now, which means when you're UV mapping it, you might see those seams. But it's better for the UV map. You usually have to compromise no matter what, so don't worry about it. If you cause more cuts because you want to use up more of your UV sheet, that's just how it goes. If you want to have less cuts because you don't want to have seams noticeable, but it's going to have a lower texture resolution, that's just how it goes. You've got to pick one or the other sometimes. Sometimes it's perfect and you don't need to do that. But basically, don't worry about it if that is the case, is what I'm saying. Okay, now what I want to do is, so we don't have to redo this, what we've got to do is duplicate it. Replace the existing one we had. And boom. I don't even need to UV map that one. See how easy that was? I'm pretty sure these are just these scaled down. I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that's all they are. I obviously did 3D model this, but obviously I can't remember how we did certain parts. Just gonna get essentially the perfect size. Doesn't need to be too perfect. I'm not too fussed about scale. Pop that over the top of that. Rotate it a little bit so it's not the same thing. Oh wow, that's a one mesh. That's very annoying. Okay. Rotate it. Flip it. Whoops. Flip it. Oh, wow. They're both flipping very weird. That's fine. They both end up at the same point. That is a perfect trader cart. Thank you. I did not design it. I will never take credit for something I never technically did. This is actually a piece the concept artist from my company made. She's very talented, in my opinion anyway. I think she does some really good concepts. Let's bring this a bit closer in. Yeah. If I show you, she said I'm allowed to show her ArtStation, so that's fine. She won't tell me off for advertising her work. It's weird because you'd think everyone would want to have their work advertised, but some people are like, no, why are you showing my work? This is just meant for when I apply for places. But she said it was fine. It's this one. I thought it was very cool because I was actually asked to look at her work before we hired her at the company, and I specifically picked this up and said to my my manager or my boss, this to me shows she knows how to do concept in a 3D world. As you can see, I've made a model not exactly like this, but close enough that you consider it working from the concept. And if I can work from the concept, that's perfect. That's what we want. She even did a low poly of it to draw over the top herself. Yeah. Very cool work. Okay, I am going to finish streaming very soon. I do apologize for anyone who is new. I wanted to see more. But if you do want to catch me, just if you need any help, I have a Discord. You can always join it, and if you do need a hand or something, I always try my best to get back to help you guys out. I am only a 3D artist though, so if you have a programming issue, I probably won't be able to help you. That seems to happen a lot. Lots of programmers in the chat, and I feel very bad because I can't help them. Perfection, just like me. But honestly, when it comes to this kind of work, I feel like anyone can get this done. And that's not me being like, it's not me being from like a Ratatouille, like anyone can cook. No. The reason I think anyone could do at least the work I accomplish is because a lot of what I do is basic shapes. All I've done is make basic shapes, pop them together, and make it look more complex. And the best example of that is the tank I made. And I want to show you guys this because I honestly think when I was first learning 3D, if I saw this and I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. So you look at this tank and it looks complex, right? Maybe to some people it doesn't look complex, but if I would have saw this when I was a beginner, this looks complex to me. When in reality it's not. It's a lot of duplicated meshes. So for wheels, for example, the tracks, that is one mesh duplicated and then put all the way around and then sat in there, right? And if you actually look at the poly count, this top part here, whole separate mesh. This bit here, all separate. This back bit, separate. I just basically plonked it on top of it and went, there you go. This bit here, like this base bit, separate. You know, it's all these separate pieces and they get put all together, like kind of like building up Lego until you get your overall shape. And honestly, when you break things down, it becomes so much more doable and it becomes a lot less stressful of a task. I'm lurking in your Discord already. Nice. Yeah, like never feel like, especially looking at my work anyway, never feel like what I make you don't think you could achieve. You could. Any of you can. Sometimes it's about putting the time in and just being patient. Sometimes it's about problem solving and knowing where to break down your mesh to make it more simple. I'm not saying we can all be like as good as some artists who may work on like Uncharted or maybe or character artists. They're a whole different ball game. But we can all, with enough time, enough effort, you guys can all do some of these basic assets and make some nice little scenes or some nice little just assets in general. And obviously the more you practice, the faster you'll be. We'll get this done as our very last thing and then I'll come off. So top part, we want every section, but then we want one edge on either side. We want to reconnect that. I need one connected, and then we want like that. Boom, done. Cool. And color that in. Right. Right, there you go. So we've got some of these interior bits done. For those of you who didn't see the other day, I actually made a fan for in here. Look at this guy. I don't know why, but in a reference, there's a fan in the scene. So I was like, well, I can't not make the fan. So I whipped a little fan together. It literally just sits there at the corner as well. Are you just mapping it or are you painting it also? No. The painting will come into substance. Or ZBrush. We might do a high poly and then bake it down in substance and then finish the texturing off of substance. I'm still not entirely sure how I want to do it. I kind of want to do a lot of like gradients, like go for base color and gradients, but I don't know how nice that will look. So we'll see how I feel. Because maybe I'll just end up doing it like the style we've got going in my scene in here. Like if we look at the backpack, for example. So it's kind of like blocky color, but you've got like normal maps on it to give it like cloth detail and stuff. So you might do something like that. If you look at some of the wood I've made, you know, sort of quite basic, not too fancy, but enough wood detail that you can tell it's wood. So I'm not sure yet. We'll make a decision at some point after UV mapping. I suppose that I didn't really do any change to that. Anyways, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned some stuff today. For anyone who didn't hear earlier, you can join the Discord and talk to me off stream, and I will try my best to help you out. And I will catch you guys Sunday, because that is when I do my next stream. For those of you who are not aware, it's Sunday and Wednesday. That style is awesome. Thank you very much. So yeah, I will catch you guys Sunday. Bye. Oh no. Loaded up Mama by accident instead of closing the stream.